Today is the 16th annual conference and global finals for GSVC, and we're really excited for that. We have a great set of speakers coming in today, and also teams that have flown all over the world to come and compete. Today you'll get to see the top 6 teams from a pool of 500. They've been working for the past 6 to 8 months on these ideas, so we're excited to have them present to you. And we hope you have a great day. This is Flavia, the first-year co-chair. I'm Carolina, the other first-year co-chair. And Dorothy's going to come to you and talk to you about today's conference.
Hi, everyone. I wanted to echo Carolina's words of welcome. We're so excited that you're here. As you know, our conference theme this year is Local Impact, Global Reach. We know that we have teams from all over the world here today. So we wanted to make sure that our topics are relevant to provide a local impact as well as global impact in your social ventures. And we have an amazing lineup of speakers speaking about financing, scalability, as well as innovation, and 5 things that the next generation of social entrepreneurs should know. So we're really excited to have you all here again, and we can get this day started. Thank you.
Well, one of the things that's great about the Global Social Venture Competition is it is a partnership here at UC Berkeley between the Lester Center for Entrepreneurship and the Center for Business and Social Impact. We work so closely together, we didn't know who was going to go first to talk to this. But one of the things that's been really exciting, and those teams that are here have been part of the process, is the great change in entrepreneurship education. You folks were doing customer interviews, doing lean startup methods. At the Lester Center, we've actually scaled these kinds of programs through our National Science Foundation Innovation Corps, National Institutes of Health. We're doing wearable devices for companies like Intel, and trying to provide the best of entrepreneurship education to you in an experiential fashion. And one of the things that is incredible about this Global Social Venture Competition is it a chance for us to meet with you, to meet with your partners, and find out what are the best learnings from around the world. So appreciate that as you come here to be part of the competition and learn as you go through the competition, we are here to learn from you and give you the best education possible and help you learn how to create the biggest impact possible. So thank you for coming. And with that, I would like to introduce Laura Tyson. Introduce our speaker. Thank you very much.
I'm Laura Tyson, and I've been at Berkeley for a longer time than many of you have been on the planet. So let's just start with that. I want to say that because when I was dean, it was a group of very energetic and passionate students like you who basically came to me with the idea of starting a social venture competition, which first was national and then very quickly became global. And so today we're here for the 16th event. We've involved many more schools around the world, and as you heard, 500 teams, 40 schools, amazing number of hours and passion put into all of the activity that brings us here today. So it's really a great honor to be with you and to thank you, because there is no competition without the teams and the support staff, the students here who run the competition, all of your advisors off in various parts of the world who help you put your ideas together. So this is indeed a global community event, so it's fantastic. It is the case that, I also want to say something right now. We have the 18 teams coming down to 6 for the finals today. I've done some research on GSVC over the past 16 years. There are a number of entities that exist today that were in regional finals that never got to the finals, or that were second place and became sustainable activities. So basically, the participation in this event becomes, for many, many people around the world, the ability to really find a path forward to continue with the passion of your venture and your idea in your local community. So that's really by way of saying that this is really, it's networking, it's learning, It's also a step. It's a step in a process, and many, many of the people who participated over the last 16 years are continuing their lives in those steps that began with GSVC. So we want to thank you again all for coming, thank the teams as well at Berkeley who've done an amazing job to put this together. It's not easy to run a global competition, and the staff work and the student work is very, very important. Just let me say a little bit of the role of the Institute here. It is absolutely the case that over the last year I've worked very closely. The Institute for Business and Social Impact is a relatively new entity at Haas. We try to coordinate across existing entities all activities that are in the business and social impact space. GSVC is obviously one of those, and we've had a great partnership with the Lester Center, and we're continuing to make changes in the curriculum and the learning opportunities and the launch opportunities for students in the social venture place. And other student groups here from other schools, we can all cooperate and kind of learn from each other as we design these fields and activities going forward. So that's all I'll say about the Institute. I want to move quickly to the introduction today of our first speaker. So our first speaker is herself a social entrepreneur, a very successful social entrepreneur. Classically trained in a tough-minded business school whose name will go unmentioned here because it's not Haas. Went into the private sector, fully engaged in the private sector in for-profit activities, very successful. And in that process, met some of the really visionary thinkers in the private sector who were thinking about how do we mobilize more investment capital to support social ventures. It doesn't matter if you have social in the title. The point is, and you need to have sustainable in the title or behind the scenes in any event, you need a way to finance your operations. And there was a view, which is being borne out by reality, that there's a growing number of private investors who offer the right mechanism, the right asset, the right sort of tool, would like to put their money to work in partnerships with government and partnerships with NGOs, social enterprises, to address social challenges. So how do you find that money, mobilize it, develop an asset class or classes that link into it? That's the question that Tracy Paladin asked herself, and she and a couple of other people, and I really am not exaggerating when I say, really created a particular new asset class called a social impact bond, which is gaining momentum in the United States and gaining momentum around the world. So they've designed the asset. Tracy is a co-founder and the CEO of one of the companies. It's a nonprofit that operates in this space, social finance. And you will hear from her what she has learned about this experience of how you mobilize capital for social ventures and to address social challenges. But that's not enough for someone like Tracy. She also has been leading an effort among the G8 nations, so this has now risen to the level of top policymaker consideration among developed countries about how to mobilize private capital for social good. And so there is a whole advisory panel looking at each country's legislation to say what can be done in that country to promote social finance. So we have a highly successful, highly visionary, great leader in the social investment and social venture space, who is also working around the world with policymakers to move us all forward. And we want to welcome Tracy. Thank you for spending time with us today and sharing your thoughts with us. Thank you very much.